He was the nice guy, always putting her first, agreeing to plans he secretly hated, and saying, "It's fine," when it was anything but. He thought being agreeable was the key to her heart, but it just seemed to make her respect him less. He felt walked on, confused, and a little bitter. What he didn't get was that his kindness, the thing he thought was his greatest strength, was actually a weakness in disguise. That all changed when he stopped trying to be nice and started applying 5 core boundaries, completely transforming his love life. If that sounds a little too familiar, if you've ever felt like your kindness was being mistaken for weakness, then stick around. This isn't about becoming a jerk. It's about becoming the man you were always meant to be, a man of unshakable self-respect. And it all starts with understanding the massive difference between being nice and being good. For years, society has sold men a lie, that the path to a woman's heart is paved with infinite accommodation. We're taught to be endlessly agreeable, to put her needs, her desires, and her emotions before our own, always. This is the nice guy code. But let's be honest for a second, how's that working out for you? You're the guy who texts back in seconds, terrified she'll think you're not interested. You're the one who cancels on your friends for her last-minute whim. You swallow your own opinions just to avoid a ripple in the water. You're her 24/7 emotional support, her handyman, her chauffeur, and her biggest cheerleader. But when it comes to her desire, her admiration, her deep, primal respect, you're nowhere to be found. Instead, you get the dreaded, "You're like a brother to me," or worse, you just get ghosted. You watch her go for men who seem to care less, who have their own lives, their own goals, their own unbending sense of self. And in your confusion, resentment starts to bubble up. You think, "I did everything right. I was nice. What more could she want?" This is the paradox that traps millions of men. The very behavior you think demonstrates your value is the exact thing communicating your lack of it. Why? Because real attraction isn't built on compliance, it's built on respect. And you can't get respect by being a doormat. Respect is a consequence of self-respect. It's an energy you give off when your actions align with your own values, not with a desperate need for someone else's approval. This is where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a powerful framework. Stoicism isn't about being a cold, emotionless robot. It's about building an inner fortress of self-control and purpose. A Stoic man is kind, yes, but his kindness comes from a place of strength, not neediness. He's a good man, not a nice guy. And the difference lies in the boundaries he sets, not to control her, but to govern himself. These boundaries are the invisible architecture of his self-respect, and they're what make him magnetic. Today, we're breaking them down. This is the turning point. This is where you stop being the man who gets overlooked and start becoming the man who is impossible to disrespect. Let's start with the first and maybe the most crucial boundary. Number 1, the iron rule of respect. You never reward disrespect. The first boundary is the foundation for everything else. It's non-negotiable, and it will fundamentally shift every interaction you have. The rule is this: you must never, under any circumstances, reward disrespect with your continued attention or affection. And let's be clear about what disrespect is. It's not just yelling or obvious insults. It's the subtle jab disguised as a joke. It's flaking on plans without a real apology. It's her checking her phone while you're pouring your heart out. It's any action that says she doesn't value your time, your feelings, or your presence. The nice guy instinct is to either ignore it, justify it, or absorb it. You ignore it because you're scared of confrontation. You tell yourself she's just having a bad day. You justify it by making excuses for her, or you absorb it, letting that little sting of disrespect settle in your gut, where it slowly turns into resentment. Every single one of those reactions is a reward. By letting it slide, you're silently communicating, "This is fine. You can treat me this way, and I'll still be here. You are training her that the price of your presence is zero. The Stoic approach is radically different. Stoicism teaches that your self-respect is one of the few things you truly control. To let someone chip away at your dignity is to give away your own power. So when faced with disrespect, the response isn't angry or aggressive. It's calm, firm, and decisive. He simply refuses to participate in interactions that devalue him. Picture this. John and Lisa are on a date. John is sharing a story he's passionate about, and mid-sentence, Lisa picks up her phone and starts scrolling Instagram. The nice guy, John, would falter. He'd feel a pang of hurt, but say nothing. He might even talk louder or try to be more entertaining, basically competing with her social media feed. He rewards her disrespect by trying harder to win her over. The Stoic John, however, does something else. He just stops talking. No dramatic sigh, no angry glare. He just creates a vacuum of silence. That silence is the boundary. When she eventually looks up and asks, "What? Why'd you stop?" He doesn't attack. He calmly and neutrally says, "I can wait till you're done. I prefer to have your full attention when I'm speaking, just like I give you mine." See the difference? There's no anger, no pleading. It's a simple, non-negotiable statement of his standard. He isn't asking for respect, he's showing that his conversation requires it. If she apologizes and puts the phone away, the connection is rebuilt on a foundation of higher respect. She now understands that his attention has a prerequisite. If she gets defensive and says something like, "Relax, I can multitask," he recognizes this as another layer of disrespect. His response isn't to argue, it's to disengage. He might say, "It seems like we have different ideas of a respectful conversation. Maybe it's best we call it a night." Then he pays his share and leaves. This isn't a tantrum, it's an act of supreme self-respect. It's the willingness to walk away from a situation that compromises his dignity. That willingness to lose her is precisely what makes him powerful and, paradoxically, so much more attractive. Women aren't drawn to men they can walk all over. They are attracted to men with a backbone, men who value themselves so much they won't tolerate being devalued. When you feel that sting of being dismissed, don't just swallow it, recognize it, and respond not with anger, but with a calm withdrawal of your attention. You can change the subject, create silence, or end the date. The tool matters less than the principle. Disrespect is a door you must always be willing to close. Number 2, the power of a clean no, the no apology rule. The second boundary will feel deeply uncomfortable if you're a chronic people pleaser, but it's absolutely essential for building self-respect. This is the boundary of saying no, cleanly, confidently, and without all the extra apologies and justifications. I call it the no apology rule. Now, this isn't about refusing to apologize when you're actually wrong. A man of integrity owns his mistakes. This is about that reflexive, needy apology that nice guys tack onto their no. It's the "I'm so sorry, but I don't think I can," followed by a rambling explanation designed to soften a blow that doesn't need softening. Why do we do this? We've been conditioned to think our no is an act of aggression. We apologize for having needs, for having limits, for having a life outside of her requests. That apology screams guilt. It says, "I don't really believe I have the right to say no to you, so please don't be mad at me." It completely undermines the boundary you're trying to set. A Stoic man's decisions are guided by his own rational judgment. When he decides to say no, it's a choice rooted in his purpose or priorities. Apologizing for that would be apologizing for his own judgment. Think about this. You've had a brutal week. You've planned your Saturday afternoon to decompress, hit the gym, work on a personal project. It's your time. At noon, she texts, "Hey, my friend just bailed. Want to go shopping for curtains for my new apartment? I could really use your help." The nice guy panics. His first thought is, if I say no, she'll think I don't care. So his no comes out weak and apologetic. Oh man, I'd love to, but I'm so sorry. I have some stuff I was supposed to get done today. I feel terrible. Maybe another time. Again, really sorry. What did he just communicate? That her non-urgent request is important enough to make him feel terrible. That his own plans are just some stuff. He devalued his own time while trying to protect it. Now the Stoic response. He reads the text and consults his internal compass. His Saturday is for him, so his reply is clear, calm, and unapologetic. He might text back, I'm not available this afternoon, but I hope you find some great curtains. Let's catch up tomorrow evening. Or even better, offering an alternative that works for him. Can't make it today. How about we grab that drink we talked about on Tuesday instead? That no is clean. It isn't cold or mean. It's just firm. It doesn't invite negotiation or signal guilt. It communicates that he has a life, his time is valuable, and while she is important, she is not the center of his universe. Counterintuitively, this builds respect and attraction. A woman respects a man who respects his own time. His yes when he gives it means so much more because she knows he was free to say no. When you need to decline, use simple, direct language. No, that doesn't work for me. I see that differently. I won't be able to make it. You don't owe anyone a dissertation for your boundaries. The more you over-explain, the more you signal that your boundary is up for debate. A man who trusts himself doesn't need to build a case for his choices. He just makes them. We're about to get into the next 3 boundaries, where we hit the deep psychology of emotional control and attraction. But first, if this is resonating with you, if you're tired of being the nice guy who finishes last, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of men who are choosing strength over submission. Join us. Now let's talk about the boundary that truly separates the boys from the men. Number 3, the Stoic calm, mastering your emotional reactivity. The third boundary is internal, invisible, and maybe the most powerful of all. It's the boundary you place around your own emotional state. It's your commitment to not surrender your composure to external drama. This is the art of mastering your emotional reactivity. Relationships are often filled with unconscious tests. A woman may test a man's emotional stability, not out of malice, but from an instinctual need to know if he's a rock or a leaf in the wind. Can he handle pressure? Is he easily rattled? Can she feel safe with him when things get turbulent? These tests can be anything from a playful jab about his shirt to a sudden mood swing. The nice guy, whose self-worth is tied to her approval, fails these tests spectacularly. If she teases him, he gets defensive. If she's in a bad mood, he gets anxious and starts hovering, asking, "What's wrong? Did I do something?" He makes her mood his problem. If she challenges him, he either crumbles to keep the peace or gets argumentative to prove he's right. In every case, he's reacting. His emotions are a puppet, and her words are the strings. He's communicating, "You have total control over how I feel." This signals weakness and instability. The Stoic man, on the other hand, understands he can't control her moods or her words. Those are external. What he can control are his own judgments and responses. His inner peace is his fortress. Let's go back to John and Lisa. They're discussing a movie, and John says he loved it. Lisa scoffs. "Really? I thought it was so predictable." A teenager could have written that ending. The reactive nice guy feels attacked. He launches into a defense. Well, actually, the cinematography was brilliant, trying to win her over to his side. He's been hooked. The Stoic John hears her comment and doesn't register it as an attack. It's just her opinion. He might flash a calm, unbothered smile and say, "Fair enough. It didn't strike me that way, but I see what you mean." Or even better, with a touch of playful amusement, "A teenager, huh? Maybe I'm just a big kid then." See the profound difference. He doesn't need her to agree with him. He remains centered and in control of his own emotional state. He passed her test without even flinching. This emotional composure is an incredibly attractive trait. It signals strength and tells her he's a safe harbor in a storm. Cultivating this is a daily practice. It starts with mindfulness. When you feel that flash of anger or insecurity, don't just react. Observe it. Ask yourself, is this really a threat, or is it just external noise? Remind yourself that your peace is your own property. No one can take it unless you hand it over. By maintaining your emotional center, you're setting a powerful boundary that says, my inner world is my domain. Number 4, the value of your absence. Practicing selective availability. This fourth boundary strikes at the heart of neediness. It's the principle of selective availability. It's knowing that your constant presence doesn't increase your value. It often diminishes it. Scarcity creates value. This isn't about playing manipulative, hard-to-get games. That's for boys who lack real confidence. This is about being a man with a purpose, a man whose life is so full of his own mission and goals that his time and attention are, by definition, limited resources. The nice guy is always available. She texts, he responds in 30 seconds. She asks if he's free. The answer is always yes for you. He keeps his schedule wide open, hoping she'll fill it. This behavior screams one thing: my life is not as important as you are. It removes all challenge, all mystery, all tension. She might like him as a friend, but the fire of desire has no oxygen. The Stoic man knows his most valuable asset is his time. He prioritizes his purpose, his work, his fitness, his self-improvement. A woman, no matter how wonderful, is a cherished partner in his journey, not the destination itself. This means he's selectively available. He doesn't answer every text immediately because he's often busy or fully present in what he's doing. When she asks if he's free, his answer is often, "Let me check my schedule." This isn't an act, it's a reality. Let's say a woman he's seeing texts him on a Tuesday morning, "Hey, spontaneous thought. Let's drop everything and go for a hike this afternoon." The nice guy is ecstatic. He rearranges his whole day and replies, "That sounds amazing. Yes, I can be ready in an hour." He's just shown her that a spontaneous whim from her is enough to derail his entire world. The man practicing selective availability appreciates the gesture, but he has commitments. His response might be, "That sounds like fun, but I'm tied up with work this afternoon. I'm free on Saturday morning if you want to plan for a hike then. Let me know if that works." This response does several powerful things. It validates her idea, "That sounds like fun." It states his boundary clearly, "I'm tied up with work." And it takes the lead by proposing a concrete alternative. "How about Saturday morning?" He's not being difficult, he's showing he's a man on a mission. This creates curiosity. What's he working on? What drives him? His unavailability makes the time he does give her that much more valuable. When he is with her, he is with her. It's not leftover time, it's dedicated time. This makes her feel more special, not less. To implement this, you must first have a life. Fill your own calendar before you expect someone else to. When your life is full, selective availability isn't a strategy. It's just a natural consequence of being a high-value man. Number 5, the gravity of a quiet man, using silence and brevity. The fifth and final boundary harnesses a force most men have forgotten how to use, the power of saying less. This is the boundary of brevity and the authority of silence. It's the decision to stop over-explaining and let your actions and concise words speak for themselves. The nice guy is a chronic over-explainer. He feels a deep need to be understood and validated at all times, and this anxiety comes out as a flood of words. If she questions a decision, he gives a 5-point presentation justifying it. He thinks he's being open, but he's actually communicating a profound lack of confidence. He's seeking her permission to be himself. The Stoic man, in contrast, values economy of language. He knows true authority doesn't need to shout. A man secure in his decisions doesn't feel the need to build a legal case for them. Final scene. John decides to take a solo weekend trip to the mountains. He tells Lisa, "I'm heading to the mountains this weekend, so I'll be off the grid." Lisa, feeling a bit insecure, asks, "Oh, why? Is everything okay with us? Why do you need to go alone?" The over-explaining, nice guy goes into damage control. "Oh yes, of course, everything's totally fine with us. I'm just stressed from work, and I read this article about needing to reset, and I just think some time in nature would help me be more present when I'm with you. It's not about you, I promise." He has turned his personal decision into a negotiation about her feelings. The Stoic John responds with calm brevity. "Everything's fine. It's just something I need to do for myself." That's it. It's a full sentence, a complete explanation. It's polite, calm, and utterly non-negotiable. He's comfortable with the silence that follows because he knows his actions. His affection and respect for her when he returns will speak louder than any rambling explanation ever could. This kind of verbal discipline is magnetic. It creates an aura of confidence. His words, because there are fewer of them, carry more weight. When he does choose to speak at length, she listens, because it's an event, not the default setting. Silence isn't the absence of communication, it's a powerful form of it. When you make a decision, state it, don't sell it. Embrace the pause. You'll be astonished at how people's perception of you shifts. So, there they are. 5 of the most powerful boundaries a man can set, each one a pillar holding up his self-respect. The iron rule: never reward disrespect. You teach people how to treat you. The no apology rule: say no with confidence. It makes your yes mean something. The Stoic calm: master your emotional reactions. Be the rock, not the leaf. Selective availability: have your own mission. Your time is valuable. The authority of silence: say less. Stop over-explaining and let your actions talk. These aren't 5 tricks to get women to like you. They're 5 expressions of one profound principle. Your self-respect must be your priority. It's the source code of your identity. And here's the final paradox. The very things the nice guy fears will push a woman away are the things that actually draw her in. He fears his no will make her leave, but it's what makes her respect his time. He fears his mission will create distance, but it's what creates admiration. He fears walking away from disrespect will leave him alone, but it's the only way to find a woman who truly values him. The boundaries you fear will build a wall are actually what build the foundation for real, lasting attraction. Your transformation doesn't start when she starts respecting you. It starts the moment you decide to respect yourself so completely that you're no longer willing to settle for less. If you're ready to reclaim your self-respect, let us know in the comments. Write, "My respect is my power." It's a declaration to yourself and a signal to this community that you're on the path. This isn't the end of your journey, it's the beginning. Now go and build your fortress.